How you doing? This is Eric Veely. We have another episode of Liquidated here in Manila. We got a fight tomorrow, CFN. We got Rahul on the line. Rahul is the president and one of the owners of CFN. How you doing, brother?
Hey man, how you doing, Eric? You good? You ready for tomorrow?
I'm ready for tomorrow. Really appreciate the shout out and come out here. I mean, a little bit short notice, but we're ready to go. You at the conference?
Yeah, I'm gonna be there in about 20 minutes. I'm just walking over, but we can chat
Yeah,
while I
awesome.
make my way. But I think coming down to Manila, this is obviously we're doing a community event for which is the first time we're doing it in this format, which is we're putting the ring in the center of the conference itself, so it gives thousands of people access to experience Crypto Fight Night and obviously watch all the great fighters in action. Of course, it's going to be broadcast around the world on YouTube, and everybody's going to be tuning in to watch. And really appreciate you, man, for taking the fight on such short notice. I think it was, all of this got stitched together in the last 3 weeks. But we've been out before. I think we've done seven fights. This is the number eight, and so far, nothing stopped you. And I expect tomorrow is going to be very exciting.
Yeah, it should be good. CFN's been a great event. It's a cultural event for crypto. Most of the original originating CT guys who are, I guess, we're the old men of the crypto space now. But when CFN one happened, it was one of the most fun things I've ever done in my life. And being around the field, being around a group of people that ended up being all pretty successful in crypto as well. So it's pretty people. I think we've kind of widened that a little bit now. We got guys who's going to come on shortly. My mate Nate, he's one of the most famous guys in Asia. Not necessarily in crypto. I talked to him today. He said he got in 2016, but he's more of a Mr. Beast type influencer who's equally crushing it. Seems like a really cool, nice guy that seems to help a lot of people and do a lot of good things in his community. Um, so it's really interesting to have him on, and I know you've gotten some people from South America too, who have quite the following out in South America as well. So, what's your plan for that? Like, are you opening kind of the crypto fight night up to a bunch of other fighters, or what's the plan?
Yeah. So can you hear me? I just want to make sure I'm not on mute. Yeah. Yeah, so Crypto Fight Night. One of the things we've realized, and just to touch upon a couple of things, it's Nate is a fantastic guy. He fought for us in Hong Kong. You were there that night as well, and he basically has been training. He's I know he's out there in Thailand. He's training with professionals. He's holding his own. So, and I think that people like Nate, people like Gabriel, people like Cyborg, who've been on our previous shows. It's about expanding the interest that's going into the program, right? So as you said, we started this back in the day. It was all a bunch of friends from the space, crypto space specifically, that got together and decided to do something which was really a social experiment. And then we did one, we did two, we did three, and we said, hang on, this is getting really popular. So then we banged out another, like, this is the 10th show in the fifth country, and seven of them have happened in the last 18 months. So it's been really fast paced the last 18 months, and we know that by bringing in other contributors to the program, people like Nate, for example, from Asia, or Gabriel from South America, or even sports athletes like Cyborg, who is one of the best female combat, probably the best female combat athlete in the world. It increases the number of communities now getting
Yeah,
involved, and I think what happens is then they also get to learn more about each other, right? So the sporting community gets to learn a bit more about the crypto space. So does the regional community that tunes in, and I think that's what it's all about. It's about pushing the message out that, look, hey, there's some really great companies, really great personalities in the space, all having really positive contributions, and we're here to show that it's not just about sitting on the laptop or trading or building companies. It's also about putting yourself to the test, putting yourself in a regime of discipline for an extended period to get prepared for these fights. And I think there's been a lot of personal growth for a number of people who've participated in the
yeah,
program and sort of lent their lifestyle to being able to do
yeah.
so.
Definitely changed my life quite a bit. And one thing I want to make sure that people understand. CFN was started by like a bunch of 20-year-olds that got a lot of money kind of fast and decided to do some crazy boxing event. and it kind of became like a really cultural moment for the crypto community that was honestly, we were a bunch of people that weren't really accepted in the mainstream culture, and now that crypto's become mainstream, that we're bringing on these big influencers, we're bringing on these big names in other spaces, whether it be reality or sports or whatever else, and it's kind of a good thing because they don't really understand that world, and we're able to introduce it to them, and like we're now becoming a part of this sports world, and it's really fun. So yeah, we were just talking, Nate. By the way, you have the coolest name ever. Like no one can, like.
Thank you.
There's no one in the world that's like my mate Nate. Like, yeah, I hate that guy. Screw that guy. It's like no one's in the world. By the way, but
Awesome. Thanks.
we're just talking CFN. Like, I don't know if you were a part. You were a part of crypto a little bit in 2016. Were you on Twitter?
No, actually, I wasn't on Twitter or anything. I just had one of my like financial advisors at the time was like, "Hey, there's this thing, crypto. Maybe
Yeah.
we should invest a little bit." And so
Yeah.
we did. And then like by 2017, we're like, "Oh."
Yeah. So what?
So
Just like Bitcoin or ETH or what?
yeah, in the very beginning, it was mostly on the main ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum. Well, there's quite a lot, and then throughout all the years, we've just the way we invested was always just put little amounts into all the other coins,
Yeah.
and then like 99 of them might not make anything. You might lose your money, but then the one that goes up, yeah.
I'm sure. Like, I'm sure you get approached by a lot of people on crypto projects. How do you deal with that? Like, if you
Well, I mean, yeah, there have been quite a lot, especially back when NFTs were a huge thing. Like
yeah,
back when those were skyrocketing, there were a lot, and it's hard to choose the right ones because even I'm not sure
right.
what if they're gonna be good or not, and I don't want to make bad suggestions to the followers. So it was
Yeah,
kind of more of a personal thing for me, and just seeing who the people were backing it. That was the most important thing for me.
yeah, you must have like a huge responsibility. Like, and I don't know much about you because you're so big in Asia and in America. Like I haven't seen you too much. But then I'm like, my fiance is like loves you. Like she's seen all. She like looks at all like, and I was like, oh, this is dope. But but yeah, like I have tons of influencer friends that are in crypto, and they get offered crazy projects all the time, and like some of them have like ruined some reputations. Like,
Right.
and it's not really about that as much too. Like you feel an obligation to your fans and all your followers. Like, hey, like I want to make the right decision. So like you probably have to make those choices quite a bit. Like with everything you invest in or get involved in.
Yeah, it's really hard because exactly what you said. It's all about reputation. You spend so long building up a reputation. They follow you. They trust you. And if you make a bad recommendation, oh, it can be really bad.
Yeah, it could be
So
really like it phase bank.
I can weigh on that as well. Like it's the same thing for us over at Crypto Fight Night. It's always trying to identify companies that are having a positive contribution to the space, who have a track record of it, and have because when you're highlighting sponsors and companies, and people are watching, and if they believe that you're operating your brand at a certain level of let's say organization and due diligence, it's automatically assumed that you're doing the same thing when you're selecting your
right,
partners. So it's can't say yes to all of them, but we've been lucky that we've got some great ones over the years.
dude. Yeah.
And I'm hoping like crypto becomes a space where they really get after people that are doing bad things because there's a lot of nefarious people in crypto and they seem to have a short memory. Like I don't know if you know this, Nate, but like people will run a scam and like people forget about it in like a month, and then the guys
Right.
wants them now. So I think that's gonna fix itself hopefully over time, and I think it's getting a little bit better over time. But yeah, keep your reputation, selecting good projects. And I've always been a Bitcoin guy, so like I just stay away from all that stuff. But like,
Right.
it's a nice world. So tell me about you, man. Like, how did my mate Nate come together? And I want to know how you got into boxing. And like, it changed my life, saved my life. I was going out and
Yeah.
partying all too much. I got into boxing, and I played sports my whole life too. But I don't. When that dopamine and adrenaline went away playing football or whatever else, I was like, okay, well now what? So boxing
Right.
saved. Yeah. So what
Dude,
do you
yeah.
think?
So I'm based out of Bangkok. I've been there now for 13 years. I went there. I grew up in the U.S. and then I moved to Bangkok when I was 19. Um, I started as like a 2 year volunteer. I taught English for free, like built schools and like built wells. And after that 2 year volunteer service was done, I was like, okay, should I go to university? And then it was the wrong time of the year, so I didn't know what to do. So I went
Yeah.
back and got a job there teaching English. And then in my free time, I started making videos, and it kind of just exploded. And that's kind of how the My Minute started over there. So I've been making videos for 10 years now, loving it. It's been amazing, and all that progression is entertainment for the fans. And so
Right.
I saw when they started the boxing over in the U.S., and I was like, oh, that's interesting. The fans really like it. I liked watching it over there as well.
Yeah.
And being in Thailand, it's the home of Muay Thai. It's their national sport is fighting. And so all the fans in Thailand love it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do Muay Thai with elbows and kicks. It's too brutal for me. So I decided to start. I started my own promotion in Thailand. It's called Idol Fight, where we just brought all the YouTubers together and then we fought for charity. So each winner would get X amount of money and they would go donate it to the charities of their choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of how it started. And man, I'll tell you, growing up, I hated anything like violent or physical like this. I grew up playing a lot of music. I did sports with my friends, but I never really did anything violent, so to speak.
Right.
And so like my first year of boxing, I hated it. But then after the first fight, the second fight happened, and then I fell in love with it because, I mean, for example, football or soccer, if you have a bad day, like your team can carry you. But man, I love boxing because no matter what, at the end of the day, it's only you in that ring. You can't lie, no matter how much you lie about training or anything. Oh, it's going to be shown when you step into the ring. So that's why I like it.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. Like, we always insist people who haven't fought before, and a lot of guys who come on the show haven't fought because, again, they're like us, they're trying to create something and they're creators, not essentially fighters. And we always say that, make sure you take the time to train, and then we should sink in with them and see how that's moving and going because it is a pro sport. It's not a simple activity to get involved with, and at the same time, I think what was really interesting for crypto community was that it's the most PvP sport I can think of, and I think crypto is the most PvP environment I can think of. So it just really came together really
Yeah.
nicely.
All the friends I've met in fighting have become some of my best friends. Like they're the most honest people in the world. They don't get paid very well. A lot of these pro fighters, and boy, like, and some of these guys, like they're really good looking dudes. They go to the club and be doing whatever they want, and hanging out with girls all the time. And they choose not to. They choose to show up and be disciplined, self mastery. Like these are the best guys of you.
Yeah, 100%. Well, actually, I just walked into the venue, and I thought maybe give you guys a bit of a quick
Oh,
look.
yeah.
Let me see if that does anything. All right, so this is where we are. We're just getting the setup, on the way. So that's the lighting side. As you can see, we're in the center of the conference. That's the conference stage over there, and here's all the exhibition
Dude,
booths,
yeah.
right? And basically, what's going to happen is, the ring's going to go right there in the center. Obviously, we're going to have a big TV right behind it, and then we're going to get if you can see here already, all the cameras and broadcast
Awesome.
equipment in for the live stream. So there's, a lot of people don't get to see this side of it when it's sort of starting out. And I think that's one of the most interesting times. If you see all the guys ready and maybe a quick look into, because all of us are online a lot. And here's where your broadcast room
Yeah.
is. This is where, all the magic happens and everything starts going
So
out.
Nate, you've ran a couple of these too. You've done all this stuff as well.
Yeah, we have a promotion in Thailand that we do every year, so it's fun.
Stressful or what?
Say that again.
Stressful or what?
Not a festival. It's an actual just a fight. It's called Idol Fight, and then we also have Idol League, which is a football as well. So we do a bunch of events. I always love them. It's fun. There's nothing like a live event.
So how long you been boxing for? Like you got great feet. So are you playing soccer or what was it that like you're a good fighter. You can fight, man.
Thank you. Growing up, like I said, I never played anything like on the high school teams. I just played with my friends in the neighborhood. I was always active. I wasn't like not active. So I grew up kind of just doing everything. And I think my good feet comes from I don't enjoy the violent part of it. I like to just get in and get out and get the job done. So I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
So I just
I'm
kind of always enjoy
a little different. I don't think this fight really starts until I get punched in the face. But that being said, like the first couple of fights, I just didn't like because the cardio. It's so hard to get through the cardio.
Dude,
And
yeah.
I love the training.
Oh
But
yeah.
like, no matter,
You go a few rounds of boxing, your heart pumps
yeah,
like it's never pumped before. It's one of the most cardiovascular sports there
but
is.
yeah, it's scary. Like I even when I want to fight, like okay, I want to fight, I take a fight. I never really like agree with myself, like okay, I'm gonna fight. Like before the fight starts, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing here? And then the fight starts. Yeah, like,
Right, right.
yeah,
Same feeling. It's like especially like if you have a good camp, like this fight was really short notice, but like when you're like in the thick of a camp, you
yeah.
just like ask yourself like, why am I doing this?
Oh, oh
But
yeah.
then when you make it through, that's always the best feeling. You're like, dude, I did that.
100% you make it through, and then at the end you're like, oh, like I want to be able to do this again. You know,
Yeah.
it's like a cycle of like pain, suffering, and then okay, like that was cool. You know?
Yeah, especially when you win over yourself. That's like a feeling because it's like I was saying earlier, it's such an individual thing. Is
Mhm.
you I mean it's the best feeling ever. You're like, dude, I did it. Like I pushed
Yeah,
through. I made it through my weaknesses or I made it through those obstacles. It's the
yeah,
best feeling.
yeah. It's you versus you, and I'm sure in Thailand you have like because I've been in a couple of those Muay Thai fights, and it's like a religious thing, it's a cultural thing. It's like such a respect deal. Like you could feel like the history of it all, and
Yeah,
like
it's amazing over there.
I'm actually going to be in Bangkok for 2 or 3 weeks, so I'll probably train out there. I don't know what you're doing. I might show up at your gym or something, but
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to training there for once because like I want to be a part of that culture for like a few weeks. You know what I mean? I think that'd be cool.
dude. Whenever you plan it, let me know. I'll get you hooked up with the best gyms for sure.
I appreciate it, brother. So what's your preparation for your opponent?
Guys,
What's going?
I'm I'm sorry. I'm just gonna. I just wanted to say, guys, I'd love to hang out more, but they need me to get through a few things here. But this is amazing. Like I think this is. I've done like only a few podcasts, and then this one's obviously getting together with fighters and guys who've been with the program for a while is was so much fun because we all can relate to what's being planned for tomorrow. But Eric, this
I
was a great
appreciate
idea. Thanks for
it.
the
Yeah, we're gonna
invite,
be
man.
more minutes,
Yeah.
but thank you for on, and I'll see you.
All right.
See you, man.
All right. All right,
See
Nate.
ya.
Take care. All right. See you guys. Bye.
Questions fighting. Who is this guy?
Sorry, you cut out when he was leaving. Say that one more
Yeah,
time.
who's this guy you're fighting? I met him earlier. He seemed like a nice dude. He's from London.
I'll be honest, you know as much as I know. He's
All right.
I met him today. He's nice. He seems really cool. But that's really all I know. I know he's had a few fights.
Okay.
I think our records are almost the same. I think I'm 4-1 right now. Well, I think he's roughly around there as well. So should be a good fight.
Did he fight on Misfits or what did he fight on?
I saw he fought on Crypto Fight Night and then some other promotion, but that's all I know. Because it's such short notice, haven't really been able to do much homework, man. Yes, was it yesterday? Yeah, like I haven't even had time to think about the fight because last weekend
Uh,
I did a huge soccer event in Thailand, so I was just focused on that, and then I flew straight here.
You haven't watched any tape on him or anything yet?
I had my coach watch one, and then I was like, I trust my coach. You just tell me what to work on, and we'll do it.
He's not the guy that fought like the Bitcoin dude, like the older guy, like on CFN. Is that the guy he fought?
I don't know because they've sent me 2 or 3 different names leading up to the fight, and I just kind of like whoever ends up my opponent, will figure it out.
Yeah. One of the few times like I have tape on my opponent, like, but he had karate combat fights. He had like
Oh, okay.
both his fights last like 30 seconds. He got knocked out in 30 seconds, then he knocked some other guy out in 30 seconds. So I don't have much tape, but
Oh, dude, and
yeah.
on Karate Combat, that's tough because the gloves are so small. So, dude, it takes balls to step into Karate Combat.
I fought once in karate combat in Mexico City, and
Oh yeah.
I'm a heavyweight, so like I fought a guy that was like jacked. This guy had
Oh
like
man.
I don't know what he was taking, but he was jacked. So and I was looking at these 4-ounce gloves, looking at his face, and I was like, man, this ain't gonna last very long. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I got him before he got me. But
Dude, those gloves are nothing. Cause my cut man, who's here for this fight, he fought on Karate Combat,
yeah,
and I remember when I was in the back with him, I was touching those gloves. I'm like, dude, this is nothing different than just hand wraps, pretty much.
100%. And like I met your cut man. We ate lunch yesterday. He's a good dude. He fights out in Denver. He's like a pro fighter.
Yeah.
One of my coaches, do you know who Stitch is? That cut man?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Super famous, and like my coach Bones Adams, he's like used to be a pro boxer. If you ever come to Vegas, I'll take you to his gym. He's like a super amazing guy.
Oh, for
But
sure.
I've known this guy for 3 years, and we're like in Hong Kong, and like they were deciding who was gonna like wrap my hands, and one of my other coaches, Mike, wraps my hands, and Bones was like, "Yeah, I think I should wrap his hands," and Mike's like, "No, I'm the best." He's like, "Well, my dad's Stitch." So like for
Ah,
2 years, he never told me his dad was Stitch. It was like crazy.
wow, man. Either way.
I actually started a boxing company too called Dirty Boxing. Have you seen that at all? It's like where you can use your elbows. It's 4-ounce gloves. John
No, I'm
Jones.
gonna have to go look at it, man. That sounds amazing.
It's called Dirty Boxing. John Jones is one of the owners in Platinum Perry. I don't know if you know that bare knuckle fighter.
Yeah, I do actually.
Yeah, so I was with them last week, and we're gonna raise some money from like the Bitcoin conference. Perry sparred Sean Strickland. I like videotaped it. It was funny as hell. He got
Dang.
Strickland's like 215 pounds, so
Yeah, he's
a
huge.
big boy right now. Did you watch the fights last night?
No, I didn't because I was traveling.
Yeah,
I
like
gotta,
the
I
like the
probably
UFC.
rewatch the recaps tonight.
Yeah, there's some good stuff. But yeah, you should probably watch the video on your guy. I'm gonna watch a little bit on mine too. I only got ready for like a week. Are you feel like you're ready?
Yeah, I've luckily, I'm always training. So my workout routine is usually Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'll either run or I'll do soccer stuff. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, I'll just do boxing, more for the cardio, more for kind of just being in shape. But we're always improving. So luckily I've been training for the last few months, just on and off. And so I'm not too worried. Wasn't able to have like a real camp.
It's like an hour and a half, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Yeah, I'd say about an hour, just a little bit over an hour. And then usually spar once a week or once every 2 weeks, depending on work. Other than that, it's just kind of like, okay, well, we've been training, so that's why I took the fight. If it was like a super serious big fight, I don't think I'd take it on such short notice. But this one's like, okay, yeah, we've been training, good to go.
How did you get into all of the like nonprofit stuff? Like you mentioned, you did 2 years before you became like kind of a big influencer. Like, was that a religious thing, or is that something that you just always felt passionate about?
Yeah, growing up was a religious thing, and so that's what started it. I didn't choose Thailand actually. I kind of just signed up for the program, and then they sent like some of my friends to other places, and then they sent me to Thailand. And it's just it's a cool thing when you're able to help other people. So I always enjoyed it.
I think so too. Like I've done everything I think in my life, and like I feel like when I'm keeping a schedule, working out, being of service to others,
Yeah.
and just being true to myself, the best thing. That's when I feel best about myself. So it's like, from a guy that's seen it all, done it all, and people out there trying to figure out what they want to do with their life. I think that's a great way to kind of approach things, And
Dude, yeah. If
yeah.
you don't know what to do, or if you're feeling down on yourself, nothing's better than helping other people that are worse off than you. And then you'll be grateful for what you really have. Like it's eye opening when you help other people that are not off as well as you. So I always enjoy it.
But we should have some good fights tomorrow night.
Dude, yeah.
It's gonna be fun, and hopefully they're gonna do another venue in Singapore. Maybe I can see out also in Miami. They're gonna have one, and I think they're in Art Basel. So hopefully,
yeah, man.
But yeah, I want you to you got the crypto fight night belt. Did you get one of those belts or no?
No, I haven't fought for one yet. This is only my second time. So
Okay,
hopefully the next fight will be for a belt.
One of those WBC ones would be cool, right?
Dude, that'd be awesome.
Yeah. Well, good talking to you, Nate. I'm really a big fan of yours, bro. And I'll be back in talk on Wednesday. I'll be there till the end of July. So yeah, I'll hit you up about training gyms and stuff like that. But good luck. You ready? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're ready. Can't wait to see your fight as well, man. Thank you.
Brother, you have a good one, man.